y'all, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell y'all a story that happened to me last weekend when I went on the lake. There's a lot of parts to this story. Not really sure what I'm going to use for clickbait, but there's the cockroach on my shoulder, my first time riding on the back of a jet ski, my first time falling off of a jet ski, my first time going on a rope swing. Basically, last weekend we went to Justin's grandparents' house because it was his grandpa and his cousin's birthday, so we were like celebrating that. After we ate a wonderful lunch, me and two of his cousins, I'm gonna name them Sally and Paul for this video, just because I don't know if they like really want their names to be in a video, but it was a boy and a girl. So Sally's birthday was who we were celebrating. So Sally, Paul, and I decided that we wanted to go on the lake after we ate lunch and they did presents and stuff. Their grandparents have two newer jet skis that we were gonna ride, and since I'm scared to drive by myself in a car, in a jet ski, whatever, I decided to get on the back of Sally's jet ski. They live in like a cove, so whenever we got into like the main part of the lake, like we got out of the cove and into the main part of the lake, I looked to my shoulder and there was this giant cockroach sitting on my shoulder. Now in South Carolina, I guess they call them water bugs, but basically their grandpa, on their dock, they have like these big totes, and that's what they keep all the life jackets in, so people can just grab them when they go like down to the boat. So basically what happened was this little cockroach decided to make a home in my life jacket while no one was wearing it, and when I put it on, he decided to come out and sit on my shoulder in the middle of the lake. So I was like shocked. Like, cockroaches and spiders are the only critters that like I just can't, like, no. I was like in shock. I told Sally, because I was on the back of Sally's jet ski, I told Sally, there's a cockroach on my shoulder and he's huge. So she stops the jet ski and she looks back. She was like, jump in the water or something. But while I was like telling her, he decided to crawl behind me and go down my back into my life jacket. I was so scared he was going to go into my bathing suit. I ripped the life jacket off and jumped right into the lake. And then here comes Paul coming over to see what we're doing. And I was freaking out. As soon as I like got up out of the water, I was like, where is he? Where is he? And then either Sally or Paul, they were like, it's right there. And then Paul ran it over. But that was the first part of the story. Basically, I had a heart attack. Anytime I think about it, I like get chills. Like, oh, I literally could feel it crawling on me. Anytime I think of it, I just feel it crawling on me. So after the cockroach incident, we decided to ride around. It's not like a cove, but it's like a big circle area in like the open part of the lake. So we were riding around that, and then all of a sudden Paul was like, hey, do y'all want to go to this rope swing? Like, I've gone a couple times, I know where it is. We were like, yeah, I've never been to it, and Sally has only been once, so we decided we were gonna go. So we start going, but to get there you have to actually cross like the big part of the lake, I guess you could say. It's a lot rougher out there because a lot more boats travel out there. It's just like windier and the waves are bigger. So we were going, and Paul kept saying that Sally was driving like too slow, like she was only going like 20 miles an hour and he was trying to go like 40. So Sally just kept saying like, I'm like nervous, whatever, blah blah blah. So eventually, after we started going a little bit, Sally was like talking to me, hey, what if you get on Paul's jet ski and maybe that'll be a lot easier? So I was like, yeah, sure, we can try that. So I hop off and like get onto Paul's jet ski and we start going. At first I was hanging on to Paul like this, like he was sitting in front of me and I like had my arms wrapped around him. Paul told me, hey, since these waves are big, it might be easier if you grab down like by your seat, and like under your butt when you're sitting, the person in the back, there's like these bars that I could hang on to. So like I'd had to awkwardly like sit with my hands like near my butt kinda, and so I was hanging onto those for a bit. But anytime like he'd step on the brake, like I'd fling forward, like, you know what I'm saying? There was one big wave that he tried to brake for, and when he pressed on the brake for it, I flung forward, and I guess what Sally said, because she was on a different jet ski and she could like see it, I guess what she said was when I was falling, I let go with my right hand and just fell to the side and was still hanging on for a little bit instead of like letting go of both hands. So I landed on my left side, and it literally, like, it hurt so bad. It felt like I just like smacked the ground. My whole like thigh felt like it was bruised. It was just, it honestly kind of knocked the breath out of me, but it was fine. Like, as soon as I got out of water, I just like threw a thumbs up, and I was like, I'm fine. And he was like, I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. So I ended up getting back on it with Paul, even though I was low-key kind of scared, but we weren't that far from the rope swing. So when we get to the rope swing, there's not really much to like, it's not like land. Like, you had to crawl up like all these branches to get onto the land. So we had to tie the jet skis to a rope onto different tree branches, and it was so windy out there that the jet skis kept like knocking because the waves were so bad. We struggled like trying to do that, and it was so rocky. Like, I wish I had my chacos or something, but we were all barefoot and all the rocks hurt so bad. So had to crawl up these branches to get to the rope swing, and the branches were like super slippery if they were wet, but it was all good. I didn't struggle too hard. Normally if I'd had Justin there, I'd like asked him to help me, but I didn't have anyone there besides like Sally and Paul. So, and there was these 2 other girls there who were doing it, and this little boy, and the little boy was doing it, and I was like, if he can do it, Sally and I can do it, because both Sally and I were like freaking out. So as soon as we get up there, there's like these 2 rope swings, and they're just these 2x4s like nailed to the tree, and that's your ladder. One was super tall, like super high up in a tree, and there was another one that was like maybe this high off the ground to another tree. So there's like a small one and a big one. I want to say Paul did the big one first, but I definitely know that the 2 girls that were there and the little boy that was there, they were doing the big one. So I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll try to do the big one. I started climbing up there. Now, mind you, I'm afraid of heights. So as soon as I climbed up there, I was almost to the top, I swear. I was climbing, and then I froze. Like, I should have kept going, but like I froze, and Paul tried handing me the rope because like how do I explain it? There's like a triangle attached to a rope. The rope is attached to the tree. Then there's a triangle that you hang onto, but then there's a rope at the bottom of the triangle, so you can like fling it back. Like, the person who's in the water can fling it, and that's how you get it to swing off of, if that made any sense. But basically, I didn't go high enough because I couldn't reach the triangle. I could only reach the rope, and you need to swing from the triangle. So they kept saying, you need to go higher, you need to go higher. I started going, and I froze. So I just said, you know what? And I just climbed all the way back down. I was so scared. That's another thing that, like, if Justin was there, I'd have him stand behind me and just put his hand, like, on my back or even on my leg, just something. Like, I just needed someone there to, like, hold on to me. Just, I was so scared I was going to fall backwards because the tree was pretty high up, and then you just look down. Oh, and there's like not even much to hang on to because, like I said, it's just like little pieces like this, like little 2x4s like nailed to the tree, so there's not much to hang on to. So I thought I was gonna fall, but I didn't. Sally said she did the exact same thing I did. As soon as she got to the top, she crawled right back down. Paul had no problem with it. He did it like 5 times, and I was like, really? I really wanted to do it because it seemed so fun, but I swear it was so scary. But Sally and I did the smaller one, and the smaller one was still kind of hard because, like I said, it's just a little 2x4, and the small one only had one, and it was like on the side, so to step on it you had to put your foot like this, and so your foot was like hanging off because there wasn't much to like hang on to. So you just had the one 2x4, and there was like nails sticking out that you can kind of like balance on. But to get the rope to swing on, you have to like wrap yourself around the tree and then hang on with your leg, and then try to, because you can't swing like this with the tree in between you, so you have to get like around the tree to grab it. That was also scary to me, but as soon as I like wrapped my leg and like used my body strength and like tried to get it, I did it. I only did it once. I kind of wish I did it like a couple times, but like I said, it was super windy, so the jet skis were kind of getting beat up, so we kind of had to go. To get down, because I didn't have the rope to get down with, I had to get down the same way we got up. It was super slippery, and I thought I was going to slip, but I didn't. But I kind of plopped down, and like I said, it was super rocky, so I like hit all the rocks, and that kind of hurt. But I was fine. On the way back to their grandparents' house, I rode with Sally, and I don't know if Sally, if you're watching this, you know who you are, Sally, but I'm not sure if she's like driven the jet skis a whole lot, just because she was still like uncomfortable with it. Like she like pressed on the brakes like every once in a while just because she got nervous, and I'd be the same way, so I'm not like judging her. But it was kind of scary because we'd go super fast, and then she'd like press on the brake, and I'd fling forward, and I thought we were gonna fall, but we didn't. She did really good. Justin's grandpa, like their grandpa, was riding another jet ski they have. He was riding it like kind of in front of their cove to like watch for us or whatever. All 3 of us started driving to the house, and they were like racing, like they were going super fast. So Sally and I on the one jet ski we started going really fast to catch up to them. At one point, we were going so fast, so like, you know when you like put your hand under a hand dryer and the air is blowing and your skin like flattens, and sometimes if you blow that air like in your face, like your face like makes a weird face, like a roller coaster. Like if you're on a really fast roller coaster, your face, you know what I'm talking about. Basically, that's what my face was doing. And I thought for sure, I was like, if we fall off, like if I fall off, I'm gonna break something. Like we were going so fast. I was so scared, but we made it back in one piece. Didn't see any more roaches. Everything was good. I know this story was like super messy and like super all over the place. I've told this story to like a couple different people and pretty sure it was still crazy the way that I said it in this video, but I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up and you subscribe down below. I post a new video every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so thanks for watching.